Good evening and welcome to Chicago Tonight. I'm Phil Ponce on this Wednesday, November 4th. The economy may once again force families to scale back this holiday season. We'll talk with financial guru Susan Beacham about why this time of year is perfect to teach your kids how to handle money. Our next guest says that Generation Y will be the first in a while that will not be as wealthy as their parents. She also says kids are never too young to learn how to manage money. And the time to start is now, given the down economy and the upcoming holiday shopping season. So how do young adults deal with lower financial expectations, and how do kids cope with reduced holiday gift expectations? For answers, we're joined by Susan Beacham. She is the founder of the Money Savvy Generation. It is a company that teaches parents and kids about financial literacy. Susan, welcome to Chicago Tonight.
Thank you.
First of all, your company is called Money Savvy Generation. What exactly do you do? What do you teach people?
Well, we make money, which is very abstract, concrete, so people can understand it, so they can keep track of it. And we create tools, banks, curriculum, we write books for children that help parents and grandparents teach those kids about money.
And you brought one of those tools with you.
Did.
This is a piggy bank, unlike the banks that I grew up with, and it has 4 sections. The first one is save. Second one is spend, the third is donate, and the fourth section is invest. Tell me how you use this as a tool.
This is the Money Savvy Pig, and it is definitely not your father's piggy bank because it has 4 tummies, 4 slots at the top, 4 chambers at the bottom, so that when you put money in save and you open that plug on the bottom, only the save money comes out. And then you'll notice there's one more thing. Right above the word save, there's a picture. We teach children to set goals for the choices that they have for money. So we teach them to stop and think about the choices and then reflect about what their goal is.
And how is this going? What's the popularity of these 4-chambered pigs?
Very popular with grandparents for their grandchildren, which is kind of interesting. And also
maybe it's a good gift for them to give their grandchildren this Christmas.
Great gift for the holiday.
And you know, speaking of the holidays, the holiday shopping season is coming up. A lot of families are feeling the crunch of recession. What is your advice to parents, parents who are looking at reduced resources going into the holiday season, and how they interact with their children about that?
Most important this holiday season, remember, your children may not listen to what you say, but they watch what you do. So you are the most impactful teacher in your child's life when it comes to critical life skills, and money is one of those skills. So as you get ready to go shopping for the holiday season and spend some money, make sure you model behavior that will help your child. Start by making a list. Traditional way of getting started.
You have some specific tips, and you talk about gifts that keep on giving, to go with a defined budget, pay with cash, and to give time or talent. Let's get back to what you just said, though, about making a list. Why is that important?
Well, when you get out in the mall and you're looking at all of the opportunities, it's the holiday season, you're feeling good, maybe you're finally starting to take a breath in this recession. If you don't have a list with the names of the people that you want to buy a gift for and the dollar amount you can afford, you are bound and determined to spend more money than you earn. And
does this presuppose that you're taking your children with you when you're shopping? That it's an event for both parent and child?
It's a teachable moment. So you know you're going to go to the mall. You know you're going to want to take your child with you. So prepare before you go. Make that list, create that budget, and then take cash.
Back to the specific tips. Gifts that keep on giving, such as?
The Money Savvy Pig. Once you get the piggy bank, all year long your child can use the Money Savvy Pig. A book. A book is a wonderful gift that you can read over and over again. Make sure your dollars work hard for you this holiday season, not just during the holiday, but all year long.
And you already alluded to a defined budget. Why is paying with cash important as a modeling exercise for your children?
Children and adults need very defined boundaries when they're going to spend their money. We need to make it clear to ourselves and then demonstrate that to our children that when money's gone, it's gone. Very hard to do when you're paying with credit or debit.
Why? Because it's so abstract for a child that it doesn't have real meaning?
Children don't understand abstract concepts until they're in their early 20s. Most parents don't realize that.
The other tip you have is to give time or talent. That kind of makes sense. But look, you talk about how it's important to set an example by your conduct. But is there ever time? Is it appropriate for a parent to sit down with one's child and say, you know what? we don't have as much money this year as we did last year, and therefore we're going to do these things, to be that explicit with kids? Or does that stress kids out?
No, what stresses children out is not hearing you say those words. Your children feel your pain, and if you don't put words to it, they will. They will begin to blame themselves. They will wonder, is it me? Is it something I've done? So you need to be very clear with your child just exactly what's going on.
What is the biggest mistake that parents make when it comes to teaching their children about money?
Oh, I think it's not talking to them about money. I think we're so afraid to talk to our children about money because either they're too young, we'd like to keep them innocent, or we know that the minute we open them up to the very provocative world of money, we lose a little control as a parent. And so once you begin to explain to them and empower them with education, well, maybe they're not so much under our control anymore.
Speaking of people losing control, let's talk about recent college grads who don't have access to jobs the way that previous generations of graduates have had. You say that this is the first generation that will actually accumulate less wealth than their parents. How does a recent college graduate get his or her head around that concept? Well,
they won't right in the beginning. But when they graduate from college, tell your child this: your investment in your education, it was well worth the investment. Your starting salary isn't going to reflect that investment right now. So take heart, give it time, learn to build some equity in your job. Our children are going to pay for our deficit in the form of higher taxes or in the form of health care. So the reality is, if we teach our children how to spend less than they earn now, it will not only help them deal with these lower salaries coming out of college, but eventually it'll pay off for them when they retire, and they'll thank us for it.
Susan, what's the biggest mistake that 20-somethings make when it comes to handling their money?
Thinking that they have time to save. They don't. They need to put money away from the first day they meet with their human resources representative and trick themselves, automatically make that money get deducted from their paycheck so that they begin to live on only what their paycheck reflects. The biggest mistake I think those college graduates make is assuming there's more time, and there's not. They have to start saving now. Let compound savings work on their behalf.
Susan Beacham, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing that pig.
Thanks.